Hi, my name is Ben Nisbet. It's Sunday morning. We're here at our pro shop at the Westchester Table Tennis Center. And at Table Tennis Store, we assemble between 20 and 30 rackets a week right now. And we get from time to time customers that buy frictionless anti. And essentially the anti-spin is very, very soft sponge, absorption sponge. And you cannot put glue, you cannot pour glue onto the sponge because it just absorbs it. And then it will make the sponge harder and it'll ruin the properties. So we have to put a glue sheet on top of the sponge before we glue it to the racket. So let me show you how to do that. I'd also add that anytime you're buying long pimple or medium pimple and the sponge is soft, you're not buying OX and it's got a little bit of sponge and the sponge is soft, we recommend putting a glue sheet over it, just like what we're doing here. So here's the back side of this frictionless anti. This sponge here is super soft. It's almost like a sponge. You could pour water on here and it'd just absorb it, all right? Whereas other sponges, you'd pour water on it, it would beat up. So what we have to do is we cannot put glue down on this sponge here. The manufacturer does not recommend it either. They have a specific one-sided glue sheet that they use, which is here. We're gonna use a two-sided. I like the two-sided a little bit better. Basically the same thing, we're gonna protect this sponge. So here is our glue sheet. I really like this because it's got a divider here. It's easy to put on. So we're gonna peel it back first. And so now we have the glue sheet. This is the sticky side. We're gonna put the sticky side down onto the sponge to protect the sponge from the glue. And now we have it covered. As you can see, this is a little bit bigger than the glue sheet, but that's okay because the blade is not gonna be any bigger than this. And then, once we've laid that down, I'd press down a little bit to make sure there are no air bubbles. We just peel the back side of the glue sheet. I'll take this little piece off here too. The next thing we want to do once we've laid this glue sheet down, and this is really your preference, but I like to add a light coat of glue on it because I'm going to put glue on the other side. Even though this is sticky, I want glue to stick to glue. And you can see we're putting glue onto the glue sheet and not onto the sponge, which is what the manufacturer recommends. And this also, again, will make sure that the dampening effect on the soft sponge is preserved. It's not polluted by glue that's hardened. So now that we've glued the frictionless anti, the Dermaterial Specialist Diabolic, we still have to glue the racket. We still have to glue the blade face here, the wood blade face. So let's go do this, and then we just let it dry, and then we'll put it down. But first we've got to cover it. So on this one here, I'm usually pretty good, but I ended up putting too much glue down onto the wood. So I'm gonna clean it up by putting the excess glue to the side so that we can have a nice smooth coat. And there we go, we have a nice, relatively medium thickness coat on the wood surface. Now we're gonna wait for these to dry and then we're gonna put this down. Okay, for this frictionless anti, now that we've let the surfaces dry, we can now affix it to the back side of this racket. Frictionless anti is very, very stiff. You don't want to bend this sheet because it may crack the rubber. So it's very, very stiff, unlike other rubber sheets. We just want to be very careful. And we want to lay it down flat. And now it's on. I use a light roller. See how it's slick, it's like a sheet of glass. now that's affixed to the racket. You've got it lined up in the middle. It looks a little off here, but it's lined up correctly here. And then we just cut it. So here is the finished product. Dignix 09C on the forehand. We're not going to take off the sticky protector because it's going to a customer. But here is the Der Material Specialist Diabolic Frictionless Anti. No bounce. Just dies on the racket. And it's very important again to make sure you put the glue sheet down so the glue doesn't go into the sponge, and now you have a optimized performing product. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions regarding this video, table tennis, or our store, please feel free to contact us.